other side.
Oh.
I want you to be socially distanced from the prosecutor. Is there a reason why you took your mask off in the court?
I've got a medical exemption.
Well, today I'm not going to exempt you.
Yeah, they told me that, so yeah.
Mate, if you're going to be in this court building, you're to always be masked on. Do you understand?
Okay.
Now, you wish to plead not guilty to this charge of using a carriage service to menace?
Yes, I do.
You don't have a lawyer?
I'm representing myself.
The question is, do you have a lawyer? Yes.
No.
Can I hear the summary, please? Take a seat at the chair.
On or about the 26th of October 2020, the accused posted a narrative on his public Facebook page. This post outlined the accused's intention to capture Daniel Andrews and place him under citizen's arrest. The post further sought updates on Daniel Andrews' whereabouts. The final sentence in the post was, "I'll get this grip and he'll face the kangaroo court of the people. Cheers." On the 29th of October 2020, the accused was contacted by police and agreed to present himself for interview. When interviewed, the accused denied committing the offence. The accused admitted that he had posted the narrative. The accused stated that it was done in humour and to provide entertainment for his followers. He stated he had no intention of carrying out any of what was written in his post, and that anyone who followed his Facebook post would be aware that his posts are humorous and not intended to be taken seriously. This is the conclusion of the summary, Your Honour. Your Honour, I have a copy of the post.
So the prosecution must prove beyond reasonable doubt that a reasonable person would regard this as menacing. Can I have a look at the post?
Yes, Your Honour.
Whether it's humorous or not, you know, that's a matter of opinion, but it's got to be, a prosecution needs to prove that anyone reading it would regard it as menacing or as threatening.
Yeah.
That's their job to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
I'm an entertainer though. I've got like a whole series of this.
I
Okay,
need you
yeah.
to, that's their job to prove
Yeah.
beyond reasonable doubt. Whether it's, you know, whether it's funny or whatever, I mean, you know.
Well, it's supposed to be funny because it's like I think he's actually broken the law and.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm not interested
Okay.
in party political statements today. All I'm interested in is whether there's a way out of all of this. For you or for the police, whether or not you need to waste court resources or the police need to waste court resources to prosecute this matter, all right?
Believe it or not, this is actually a nice judge. This is my favourite judge. And like, yeah, she's the best of the bunch. But yeah, what a cranky person. I was going to say something else. No, she's good. She's good. She's, yeah, don't pick on the judge. Anyway, yeah, sorry I couldn't get the film of anything else. It was just sitting in my pocket. And but yeah, I made it cartoony, so it's a little bit cool. Continue on. It gets good.
I mean, the fact that you mentioned his house, you've got his address, house address.
I made that up. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's all well and good, but if someone reading it might think that, I'll get you to stand when I address you.
Oh, sorry.
Someone reading it might think that, okay, that's a matter of concern. And if, say, it wasn't the Premier, say if it was someone else that you were writing about, you could be taking it as a threat or as menacing. But the fact that it's done in the context, are you paying attention, Ms. Ralph? This is also for your benefit too.
Oh, are you paying attention, Miss Ralph? Yeah, the prosecution just sit there farting around through her shit. Judge just, yeah, into her. Yeah, it's pretty good. Anyway, continue on. I told you, she's a nice judge.
But the fact that it's in the midst of the whole lockdown and COVID
Yep.
steps taken by government during a time when everyone's pretty heightened, you know, it can be viewed as being a pretty stupid post.
Yeah, I
Not so
do.
funny, but pretty dumb on
Yeah.
your part. I don't know, Ms. Ralph, is that something the prosecutors are able to have a look at today? And just to... I can't even think of an alternative offence to even a lesser offence. I mean, it's pretty dumb. Have you spoken to the prosecutors outside?
Yes, I have.
Do you want to... Who did you speak to, do you know? Was it Mr. Richardson?
Yeah, Richard, yeah, that's the one, yeah.
get Mr Richardson in?
Yes, Your Honour. Sergeant Richardson to courtroom 1, please.
They originally looked at me, Your Honour, to get me on incitement for the protesting. But yeah,
Look, I've got questions about Mr Richardson. Mr Glover is here with the using a carriage service to menace over that Facebook post. It's just I'm looking at it and thinking it's a pretty dumb post. It's not even funny, but it's in the context of pretty heightened behaviours at the relevant time. I'm just wondering whether there is a way out of all of this.
Unfortunately, Your Honour, this one's come from outside our area.
I get it, because he's stupidly gone for the Premier. So I can imagine that there is other public policy considerations here.
Yeah.
There is an obligation, or the prosecution must prove beyond reasonable doubt that a reasonable person would regard this as menacing. And having a look at this post, I don't know, I'm kind of struggling with that aspect of it for what it's worth.
Yeah, you and me both, lady. Always good when the judge pretty much says what I'm saying for the whole case. So yeah, so good sign, I thought. Good sign. Fucking prosecuted. Ugh, idiots.
Yes, Your Honour, I understand that, but there's been some contact between the informant and Mr Glover,
Yeah.
and it was an allocated file. I'm happy to have it adjourned for further mention and make inquiries, Your Honour, but above my pay grade, I'm sorry.
You know, when you stupidly say something about a person who's got a great deal of responsibility and power and who's taking steps to protect the community at a time when we need as much support.
I disagree with that though.
Well, I don't
yeah.
care whether you agree or not, because you're in my house.
Yeah, true.
Alright.
This one was a borderline incitement inquiry, Your Honour.
Look,
So,
and those incitement charges, I don't know whether any of them have even come to finalisation, but
I can say that as of the 20th of October, they hadn't expected to last year they hadn't expected to finalise any according to my instructions on Tuesday.
yeah.
So did anyone just catch that? They haven't expected to finalise any incitement charges. That's like across the board because they are lawful. Like we just keep on saying, like, you know, this is a magistrate now backing me up. So believe it.
I'm happy to send an email to the inspector who seems to be standing over all of this or overseeing it all and ask if the Victoria Police wish to proceed with it, Your Honour.
Has Mr Glover's stance always been to contest this charge?
I think so, Your Honour.
Right. So there's nothing I could say that could resolve this matter from your part, Mr Glover?
No, I wasn't menacing him.
Pardon?
I wasn't menacing him, so yeah. But
You were
I wasn't menacing, yeah.
Right, so it's really, you're saying that you're going to put the Victoria Police to their proof?
Yeah.
Alright. So I don't know whether or not there's any point in adjourning for further mention. We don't know, just put it in for a 3-hour contest.
Your Honour, please, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, let's do that. I've got unsuitable. Let's take a seat, Mr Glover.
Yeah, I just want to find
Sure.
the date for investigation.
Are they able to adjourn it from the counter?
They can actually.
All right.
They should be able to.
Why don't I send Mr Glover out? We'll send you out with the file and coordinators. We've got all the unsuitable dates. I'm happy for them to adjourn it from the registry, so you don't have to come back into court, because there's a number of unsuitable dates.
Okay, cool.
Let me just see that whether all the necessary admissions have been made. So, Mr Glover, you admit that it's your Facebook page,
Yes.
page,
Yeah.
and you admit that you posted it.
Yeah.
And really, what we want is an objective assessment. Ultimately, the issue will be an objective assessment of whether it satisfies the offence. That's the only issue.
Yeah.
And you don't propose, I mean, who's calling evidence? It'll just be the informant and the nature of the complaint.
Yeah, well, the informant actually only conducted the record of interview. There's a detective sergeant who was handed the file and he delegated it down for an interview.
Yeah, right. So then there's an interview, how long's the interview?
Yeah, 25 minutes, I think.
Okay, so there's not much in this, it really is just that issue of,
We'll get the interview transcribed, which will make reading of it. Yeah, 25 minutes.
okay, alright, thanks.
On the post. If you're honest happy, I'm happy to take the file.
Take the
back
file.
to the counter. and
Take
give
Mr Glover. Mr Glover, you're not allowed to remove your mask.
Yep.
We'll get you a court date and I'm happy for then the registry to remind you to the next date and extend your bail to the next hearing date where it will be a contested hearing.
Okay, thank you, Your
Alright,
Honour.
thank you.
I'll pass that
Cheers.
information on to the counter.
If I can. Because it's now before me, I'll call them. Do I stand? All right, sorry about that.
Thank you.
So the date is September 15th, and so basically, so to go back and they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that I was intending on menacing him. So good luck with that, fuckheads. Peace out.